Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Welcome to Let the Ball Bounce. This your host, Dre Bailey. Mr. Bill Blockham Logan in the building, man. This is what we do, man. We give you guys the best of sports talk radio every Saturday at 2 p.m., man. That's what we do, man. Y'all hear that beat right there? That's my brother in the background, man. Big ups to Speak Low, man, for providing the beat for the LTBB crew, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all, man, giving us a little bit of your Saturday here at 2 p.m., man, as we give you 2 p.m.-ish, as we give you guys a little bit of sports talk radio, man, and we have a great guest in the studio today, man. I've had the privilege to meet this brother, man, over the past couple of months, man. He's been working with my son on some basketball things. He is a coach here in Las Vegas, man, and he got some great things that he want to share with you guys and a lot of the kids that are here in the Las Vegas area. Even if you're not in the Las Vegas area, man, and you're coming to Las Vegas and you wanting to get some really good tutelage from a person who's played at a collegiate level, an NBA level, and now he's taken, and an assistant in the NBA, and now he's taken everything that has been poured into him and he's pouring into other people, man. You guys know this is what we do on the show. We bring people here on the show who is doing something out in the community, period. We're not bringing Facebook thugs on here or Facebook doctors or Facebook lawyers, all you Facebook people who got degrees on Facebook, and you say that you're out in the community doing things. No, we actually bring people. We go out in the community and we take the people out of the community and we bring them on the show so they can tell us what they're doing in the community. There's a difference when you putting that sweat equity in. There's a difference when you putting that work in, man. Period. Now, before I continue to preach on this soapbox here of mine, man, with your pastor, Dre Bailey, here at We Get Money Ministries, and the parishioner, Mr. Bill Blockham Logan over here. Look, Goose isn't in studio today. He is playing a flag football tournament out in Denver, so we're wishing him safety. He was out on the greens the other day playing golf, channeling his inner Tiger Woods. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate Goose, man. He will be giving us a call in to the show later on. So we appreciate everybody. Look, take the time right now to share the live feed to everybody that is in your Facebook face right now. If you have a Facebook, you got 200 followers or 200 people that you're friends with, share this live feed to 200 friends. It's free. Help somebody else. Give people their flowers while they're here. So big ups to Armando, who did a live on me the other day, man, basically giving me my flowers while I was here, man. It was touching. Bill Logan, did you see it?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I said, man, I may want to.
I did one for you guys a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. And so I think that's going to be the new trend now, man. Instead of going on Facebook Live and showing that you're giving food to the homeless, because you want to be seen. You want to feel special. You want to feel important and things like that. I'm gonna do a weekly Facebook Live giving flowers to someone while they're here still. And I'm gonna tag them in it. Those type of things are needed, man. We need to do things like that to kind of uplift each other, especially during this COVID and these times that we're going through. Hopefully everybody's out there still practicing your social distancing. You're wearing your mask. You're doing what Governor Sisolak said, wear your mask inside. All of you essential,
Fauci.
All of you essential employees are having your mask on. And we want everyone to practice safe things. You may want to consult a doctor before you wear a mask, before you get it in with your boo thing tonight. You may or may not be able to breathe. I'm serious. I say the things that y'all feel inside, man. It's okay, man. Let the Ball Bounce on Twitter, and that's with one T. Follow Let the Ball Bounce on IG, man. Hit us up at lettheballbounce@gmail.com if you want to be a sponsor of the show. Let the Ball Bounce on Facebook, where we got the hottest sports talk page on social media. I don't care what you heard. The people have spoken. This isn't something that we've given the title to ourselves. The people have spoken and said this. We have former NBA players on there. We have coaches, collegiate coaches on there. We have former collegiate players on there. We have former track Olympians and all type of people on the actual page, man. So when you are on our Facebook Sports Talk page, man, if you're talking something, you better know what you're talking about. And if you're one of those people that didn't make your high school team, couldn't make a rec league team, let alone you are a Facebook Mike Krzyzewski, you need to sit down somewhere.
Facebook Tim Grover.
It is a lot of Facebook specialists out there, man. Yeah. I got hammered the other day by the Facebook COVID specialist. I asked a question and they just, they wanted to hammer me about it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's so worried about COVID, but yet y'all still outside smoking blunts, passing it to each other, taking a chance on hepatitis. Boy, where does that fall in line with the health crisis that we got going on?
I was in the store yesterday, and I see so many people buying all these sugary drinks and.
What is the number one killer?
You're all that food, all those types of food is not conducive for a healthy immune system. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you.
This is the time when you should be boosting your immune system, right?
Yes. Heart disease is the number one.
But you out here buying Shasta
and Tang. Look, I'm rolling through Costco last week, and I'm like, they still sell Tang? I hadn't had Tang since I was a kid.
I'm talking about she had cases of Shasta, all the flavors.
Yeah, but she worried about COVID, but you're not worried about sugar diabetes. Good Lord.
You look at the sugar content in one can of that. It's like 70. I'm like, 70 grams.
Well, look, man, we need to get into these sponsors. We need to take the call first, Mondo. So Mondo, hold on one second, man. We gotta pay these bills, bros. We gotta pay these bills. So let's pay these bills real quick with these sponsors, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Stay tuned.
Peace and prosperity, family. This is Clarence C.J. Long with Realty One Group, the Garnett Group, where we have great people doing great business, making smart choices with all your real estate needs. Whether you are buying, selling, or even renting, please give us a call at 702-278-3931, 702-278-3931, and I'll be waiting to assist you in getting from where you are to where you want to be. Thank you.
Serenity Funeral Home. We are a family-owned and operated funeral home where we offer complete personalized funeral services, leading our community in funeral and cremation services. Make an appointment for your pre-need and at-need arrangements by calling us at 702-647-0123. Once again, that number is 702-647-0123. Serenity Funeral Home, caring for your loved ones as if they're our own.
Chico Sticks, Pickles, Jolly Ranchers, Mary Jane's, Pop Rocks, Lemon Heads. Should I go on? Bitter Honey, Freeze Cups, Candy Cigarettes. Listen, how about you make your way down to the Modern Day Candy Lady and see all of this and more? Satisfy that sweet tooth, Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Sight and Sound Candy and more. Follow us on IG at Sight and Sound Candy and on Facebook at Sight and Sound Candy. We are located at 1000 North Martin Luther King on the corner of Washington and MLK. Give us a call, 702-648-4444. Again, that number, 702-648-4444. Thank you.
Yeah, man. We appreciate the sponsors, man, once again, man. And CJ, man, we need to get you back into the studio, brother.
Yeah.
And I need to hook up with you anyway. This month is almost out. Gorilla Cross. Download the Gorilla Cross on your app, on your phone, man. It's an app. You can just go right to it, man. Hit Gorilla Cross, man. Follow Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio. You're able to listen, and you're able to follow along as we give you guys the best of Sports Talk Radio. So we do have a caller. We're going to take him early. Armando is on the phone, man. Caller, man. What's up with it, G?
Oh, not much, man. What's going on with you all? How was the week?
The week was good, brother, man. Hey, man, I wanted to tell you while I got you over the airwaves, man, I appreciate you giving me my flowers this week, man. That's something that I'm going to take to heart and I'm going to start doing and kind of, paying it forward, man. I appreciate that, G.
No doubt. We all should, share our stories. I guess in this day and age and in this climate, we all have a duty to start talking about the positivity of what we are seeing each other do, especially as black men in this country. When there's so much negativity, there's so many stereotypes. When you have example after countless examples of positivity and people doing productive things, it's time to start changing that narrative. Yeah. It's time to start exuding black excellence, exuding what's the best of us, and not, so-and-so is, fighting animal fighting and so-and-so is doing this. You all might be a sports, talk show program, but really, truth be told, you all talk about many subjects other than just sports. Yeah. And that's enriching to the culture. It's really telling. And I wanted to share to people that view me on the East Coast, and I talk to, daily and weekly, some of my brothers out there out west and what they're doing, the big things that they're doing. And it's inspiring because you all talk about a lot of things, and sometimes you just sit there and you go home after listening to you on the radio and you're like, Black Wall Street, what's that? Yeah. Josh Gibson, who's that? Yeah. And I don't know, it's not just sports talk to me. It's, and I don't know, it's a big takeaway.
Yeah, it's real life, man. And we tell people that, look, we're not just sports, but we're real life, man. We're going to talk about some of the things. We're going to definitely talk about the elephant that's always in a room. And we don't have
we used to have a problem with that when we was at the other radio station.
Well,
people like, can we just talk about sports? And I'm like, well, you have some intelligent men up here who know more than sports. Right. So why can't we delve into other things other than sports? Sometimes. Right. Yeah, I get it. We're a sports talk radio show, but we're pretty in tune to what's going on around the world.
Yeah, and the fact that the COVID hit and all of this stuff is going on in the world, for a second, there was no sports, right? So we got to get up here and talk about something. So we're going to use our platform to bring light to some of the things that we agree with or disagree with that's going on in this country, man. So we appreciate you, Mondo.
Well, look at people think many times that black people are monolithic or just one set away. We understand music and we make good music and we might dance really well and sometimes we're good at sports, and that's all that's to our culture. And there's so much more. And, we come from a strong people. We come from an industrial people. We are really built on the shoulders of giants that have come before us. Yep. And this is our time. This is your time, Dre. This is my time. This is Bill's time and Goose's time to now exude excellence and show the best of us. Right. In very dark, trying times. And so we need to start talking about, hey, you know what? We can talk about investments and starting businesses. We can talk to you about those things and not just who can throw a football.
That's right.
Right? And we could talk about Bill's story because Bill has a story.
Yes, he do.
And Goose has a story. Right? We all have stories. And Quan has a story. We all have stories. So I wanted to tell you, thank you. Thank to all of you out there. And I hope to see you all very soon.
Oh, most definitely, man. And you make sure you
brother.
be safe out there, what you're doing, man. And I'm definitely going to be reaching out to you this week, man, so we can talk further and expound further on
No doubt.
each other's knowledge and just, getting closer. So I'm definitely looking
No
forward
doubt.
to that.
Many blessings upon all of you.
All right,
All right.
Mondo, man. Hey, Mondo, man, he is one of our faithful listeners and followers of the Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio Show, man. Very intellectual, he has a radio voice, too. Very good at explaining and getting across what he wants the American people to hear, and he is unapologetically black. And he has no problem with telling you that, and he is a positive person that we all need to have in our life, man. And so he is a huge asset to what Let the Ball Bounce exemplifies and what we're doing moving forward.
You ain't positive about my Cowboys.
Well, a lot of people not positive about the Cowboys, They're the Cowboys. I mean, they say they America's team, but
This fool over here. No.
Look, man, we got a great show for you guys today, man. We got a lot of noise that's being made in sports. We're definitely going to be talking about the NBA playoffs, the bubble, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, the 76ers, the Boston Celtics. We're gonna be talking a lot about the Denver Nuggets. We're gonna be talking about it all. So please stay tuned right now. But I definitely want to introduce our guest, Mr. Monty Buckley, who is here in Nevada. He's actually doing some coaching, and I'm gonna let him expound on a lot of the things that he's doing now. But he's a former Cal basketball player.
Yes.
I remember watching him because I'm a hoops guy. Right? Like,
I want to ask you, do you know Mr. Toomer?
Monty Toomer?
Yeah.
Don't know him, but
Donald and his dad. I think his dad was a referee.
No.
Yeah, because they live in that area out there. Yeah.
And
In Berkeley. Yeah.
Monty went to De La Salle.
Yeah.
Don't know him, but everybody knows.
Yeah. Yeah, Donald lives out here now. The other brother, he lives here. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, man. Monty Buckley played for Cal Berkeley, man. Number one, man. Let me just say this. If you have students, and you students listen to this, okay? Listen closely. We understand that there are a lot of students out there that want to get to the next level. So before you can actually make it to college ball or the NBA or the NFL or MLB, wherever your dreams may take you, you have to have grades first. Okay, school comes first.
Correct.
Am I right? I mean, I may be wrong.
No, you're 1,000,000% correct.
Right? But to get into Cal Berkeley, your grades got to be superb. I remember wanting to go to Cal because it was up in Northern Cali. I ended up going to Humboldt State University instead. I ended up running track up there, which is, it's not far from Cal, but I was, HSU, Humboldt. I'm a Humboldt guy.
Correct.
All right. And but Cal was on my radar. And I remember having, I want to say it was a 2 point, to be honest with you, like a 2.7, 2.8 or something like that, grade point average. And I applied for Cal, and they said, no, son. No, bruh. Back in 1995, I want to believe that the requirements, I had to have like a 3.5 or something, or 3.7 or something like that. I just didn't make the cut.
A lot of people don't make the cut.
So to get into Cal Berkeley, you already know that Monty's a smart guy. Period.
Thank you. I'm glad you think that.
Man, I know that. Just having conversations with you, coaching my son, just briefly, I already know what it is, right? And then to go from there Did you get drafted by the Blazers?
No draft.
No draft.
Actually, that year was a lockout year, so there was no summer league. There was no
not during that time.
There was no team workouts. So pretty much, you know, I think we were that year. I was coming out Golden State Warriors. It was close, obviously, we being Buckley, and we worked out at St. Mary's College the whole time. We couldn't even use the facilities. So a lot of it is timing, opportunity, and luck. So did that, came out that year, went overseas.
Okay.
Came back, played CBA, training camps, about 9 different countries. So just kind of used, like you said, that platform. Basketball was my platform, not only to get a free education, but to experience the world.
Yeah.
Meet new friends, go to places that I would never have seen before in my life, even thought about seeing.
Wow. Let me ask you this question, because this, I think you saying 9 different countries and happen to go through the rigmarole just to even get an opportunity to play in a National Basketball Association. So let me ask you this. What type of frame of mind did you have to put yourself in? Now, I'm going to use a reference of the Last Dance of Michael Jordan sometime where, you know, they said he used to make things up just to get into the frame of mind to play the next game, whether it be at a higher level or not. What type of frame of mind did you have to put yourself in to keep yourself moving to say, you know what, I'm going to keep doing this because at some point I'm going to get my shot? What type of frame of mind were you in at that time? Were you hard on yourself, or was it saying, you know, something saying, you know, I'm going to do this?
And most guys, they are hard on themselves. You're your worst critic.
Yep.
You want to be perfectionist at every aspect of the game. So, you know, when you talk about being in that level, those are the best athletes in the world, night in and night out. So the preparation never stops. And I say the best, or the key component, is the mentality that you have. And some are strong-minded, some are in the middle, some need 20 people to push them. But as you look in the league and you look around, the great ones push themselves, or they're chasing somebody that was ahead of them. So the great ones have that inner motivation that's not needed. You know, they're constantly chasing what they're trying to achieve in the game.
Yeah. And what I want to expound even more on that is we had Brendan Marshall in the studio a few weeks ago. And he talked about how mentally taxing it is being, putting all your heart and soul into something that you really, really want to do, something that you've been playing football since you were 6 years old, and being told when you get to that level that you're not good enough, when you're cut, you're brought back, you're on the 53-man roster, then they take you off right at game time. All those things are kind of, mentally taxing to a person, and it could, like you said, if you don't have, which he said he had that inner, that inner motivation within himself. He really didn't need anybody else to tell him that, and we see where that got him. So we, that right there, what you was just saying is big, because, I think guys need to have that inner motivation. If you don't know how to, grasp that inner motivation, and you waiting for somebody else to give you that motivation when they're trying to get it, hey man, look, you can play, but hey man, I got stuff to do too. I got to work at this. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get where I'm trying to go too. So, it's, I think, getting that inner motivation within yourself, if people can really channel that can help them out a lot to move forward, instead of, trying to rely on somebody else.
No, I agree, and at the end of the day, it's on you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and some people make excuses and
Mm-hmm.
they say they want it, but they don't want to put the time in. It's tough, you know.
Mhm.
And anything that you do, and not just sports, but just in life.
Yeah.
You know, if you start a job, most of the time you're gonna start at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and then you work your way up to the raise and the promotions and all that stuff. So it's no different in basketball, and except that it's so many spots. You know, and
Mhm.
everybody there's, you know, it's a worldwide game now.
Yeah.
And, you know, the mentality and the work ethic, and that goes a long way. And some, like I said, the surroundings that you put yourself around. You
Yeah.
know, if you have people that's on your side and want to motivate you, when you know it's gonna be times when you don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want those guys to be like, man, come on, let's do it. So, it's all, I say, inner motivation and the mentality of the person. And sometimes, you know, you come to a point where it's like, you know, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Some keep going, and you know, that they get past the enough is
Mhm.
enough.
Mhm.
You know, so most basketball players have dreams as kids.
Mm-hmm.
They all, you know, everyone wants to make it to the NBA. I say try to get a free education.
Yeah.
Learn some structure. Be held accountable. Learn some teamwork,
Mhm.
but also you have to be an individual within the team.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a lot of lessons that come with it, you know, outside of just going to the NBA or making money. Like,
Yeah.
my main objective was to get to college. My mom couldn't afford for me to go to school. So
Mhm.
if bouncing this ball and keeping good grades could give me a free education, then that was the way I was going to
Yeah.
go. And I just kind of pass that on to these to the kids that I deal with and the youth. And it's so much more negativity out there when you're even dealing with kids. And when we grew up, you know, it was a neighborhood, or one person did good, everybody did good.
Yep.
You know, you was pushing that guy. You wanted to root for him. You wanted the best for him and his family.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I think it's turned, and you know, you have parents talking about kids and kids talking about kids, and you know, these kids are already at a disadvantage. They're trying to grow up and be something in life. So I feel as mentors and role models, coaches, trainers, whatever you want to call it, that you should be as positive as possible in helping them reach their aspirations and goals.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's one of the main reasons that I wanted to put my son with you, because you've played at a collegiate level, D1. You've played overseas, and then you actually had a stint in the NBA. And a lot of times I run into coaches who are, whether they're coaching AAU or some type of basketball circuit here in Las Vegas, who, you know, it's just kind of hard for me to put my son with a person who don't have their best interests at heart.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm looking at a person in you, as far as, you know, being accomplished on those levels, it lets me know you know what type of work ethic or what type of motivation it takes to even get there. I'm not gonna go and put my kid with somebody who couldn't make the high school team. I'm just be honest with you. That's me though.
Mm-hmm.
You want to put your kid with Joe Johnson over here, Mr. You know, Mike Krzyzewski Jr. In the AAU circuit, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But my main objective for my child is to make him competitive, put him in a situation where he has an opportunity. That's it. I'm not looking for him to, you know, be the best kid out on the court. I want him to put the work in. I want him to know what hard work is, work ethic, being able to have an opportunity and get into college, man, and make those friends and make those relationships work with you throughout, you know, your life, period. That's the bottom line. And I think sometimes us as parents and some of these parents who put their kids in these AAU programs, they have all of these unfair expectations that they put on themselves, number one, and then they project it onto their kids. You know, hey, you got a good sixth grader, but he ain't going from the sixth grade to the walking and shaking Mr. Silver's hand.
Right.
That's just not happening right now. And so let me ask you this: where were you when you got that call? Like, hey, the NBA has been looking at me.
It was. I mean, when you play in college, you know, you see the scouts there before the game, during the game. So, you know, I had the opportunity to play at a university that, you know, we drew scouts.
Yeah.
It was a big time school, big time conference. So, you hear rumblings, you hear it, and at that age, you know, it was hard enough to make a college decision, and then when you're talking about when you're done with college, which, you know, growing up that was big. It's like now you off. You know, it's no school.
Did you play with Tony?
I played with Tony for for his first year. Tony's a great guy.
Yeah.
Tony was only person I ever seen come from football practice.
Right.
Practice and come to open gym after practice for basketball and still go another 2 hours.
Which Tony we talking about?
Gonzalez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Great guy. One of the hardest workers. And this is at 15, 16.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like
Yeah.
you know, he's leaving one college sport practice to go to another.
Yeah.
That I mean, I've never seen that, but Tony was a tremendous worker.
Right.
Obviously, I mean, he went on to have a Hall of Fame career in the
Right.
NFL. So,
Wow. That's pretty dope, bros. That's pretty dope, man. Do you still keep in contact with some of the people that you played with and against collegiately?
I do. I keep up contact with some of the kids, guys I play with collegiately,
Yeah.
overseas, played against. I mean, it's you know, it's a basketball circle. So,
Bond.
yeah, you know, it's in this business and in this game. You know, if you're lucky to stay in it long enough, everything comes full circle. Or you coached a kid that the kid now is doing something. It's always some kind of pipeline or timeline or something.
Right.
When you stay connected to the game.
Do you get a chance to interact with any parents that don't like your coaching style and think that they know it all? Because I'm pretty sure you meet them too.
It's
really.
not so much the parents. Since I've been back, I just mostly been training. I probably will coach coming up, just because I see the landscape of where the game is.
Yeah.
The kids are losing out on a lot of opportunities that some of these organizations or leaders or mentors are taking advantage of them.
Wow.
For their own perspective or their own, you know, personal gain.
Wow.
So you're always going to have those that know more. I have a pretty exclusive track record in dealing with this and putting kids in school and, you know, not just coming on at the end, like really working with sixth grade to whatever, 12th grade. Or,
Yeah.
You know, I'm not the means of all means. I believe in all kids should have different voices, different how should I say, object. You know, they can see different perspectives, different training, and different voices. It takes a village.
Yeah, I do.
You know, especially nowadays of what's going on, it takes a lot more than just a parent or a teacher or a coach or a friend. I think it takes everyone collectively to get the final product.
Right. Hey, Bill, did Lamar Murray play for Cal?
I think so, yeah.
Boy,
Yeah.
let me tell you something.
He lives here in Vegas.
We need to get Lamar on. Let me tell you something, man.
Yeah.
I don't care who in college. I don't care who you put in front of him. He was a bucket getter. Hey, Lamar, we need 29 tonight. All right, I got 36 for you. Like, he give you buckets. I don't know if that was just me being a fan. Like, I'm telling you, I watched a lot of Cal basketball, bro. It's like, you know, it was on my radar. My grades wasn't on the radar, though. You know what I'm saying? I just want all you kids out there to understand, man, that it's okay to dream about where you want to go as far as schools, but you have to put that work in that classroom. And if you were one of them kids like me who never did homework, who did all your homework in the library, in the lunchroom during lunch period, or on the way to track practice or basketball practice, just sitting in the car real quick, or in the auxiliary gym, just getting it done and kind of just skating through, you're not gonna be able to skate through trying to get into college. And then once you get into college, you're not going to be able to skate through, just like you won't be able to skate through life, man. So look, stay tuned, man. We got a lot more with Monty, man. A lot more of what he's doing right now. We got a lot of NBA to talk to you guys about. We're about to get right back into paying these bills again, man. Here are our sponsors, man. Stay tuned. Yeah.
Peace and prosperity, family. This is Clarence C.J. Long with Realty One Group, the Garnett Group, where we have great people doing great business, making smart choices with all your real estate needs. Whether you are buying, selling, or even renting, please give us a call at 702-278-3931, 702-278-3931, and I'll be waiting to assist you in getting from where you are to where you want to be. Thank you.
Serenity Funeral Home. We are a family-owned and operated funeral home where we offer complete personalized funeral services, leading our community in funeral and cremation services. Make an appointment for your pre-need and at-need arrangements by calling us at 702-647-0123. Once again, that number is 702-647-0123. Serenity Funeral Home, caring for your loved ones as if they're our own.
Chico Sticks, Pickles, Jolly Ranchers, Mary Jane's, Pop Rocks, Lemon Heads. Should I go on? Bitter Honey, Freeze Cups, Candy Cigarettes. Listen, how about you make your way down to the modern day Candy Lady and see all of this and more? Satisfy that sweet tooth, Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Sight and Sound Candy and more. Follow us on IG at Sight and Sound Candy and on Facebook at Sight and Sound Candy. We are located at 1000 North Martin Luther King on the corner of Washington and MLK. Give us a call, 702-648-4444. Again, that number, 702-648-4444. Thank you.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all coming back to Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio.
I'm going to have to go home and watch Rosie Perez.
Just because of this song right
Ooh,
here.
Man.
And
that's all I want to see in the movie.
But let me tell you something. You make sure that when you watching, you don't watch too close, because if you remember, she was part of my starting five.
No tampering.
None.
Okay.
We don't want no tampering.
I just want to watch. Hands going to be like this. And then I'm through.
So if a lot of you don't remember, we had a beautiful person draft last year, and I had just reposted the actual video from that last year. We had a beautiful person draft. In my starting five, I think I had Apollonia at number 1. I had Sade at number 2. I think I had Tamia in there. I had Vanity in there. I had I can't remember at this point. But Rosie Perez was part of my starting five. Like, she was either the sixth man coming off the bench, or she was part of the starting five. So you can watch do the right thing all you want to, but no tampering.
I just want to watch that part.
That part. That's fine. That's fine.
She getting it in, too, boy.
Rosie Perez still fine.
So is.
Boy, oh boy. Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. Your guy, Dre Bailey. Bill Blockham.
Yeah.
Logan in the building, man. Monty Buckley in the building today, man. So, look, we about to talk a little bit of NBA real quick. The Lakers and your former team, the Portland Trail Blazers. They're even now. They're tied up. Laker fans, are you guys satisfied now, or are you still mad? Because Laker fans were saying, we suck, LeBron's this, and AD's that. Now all of a sudden the tide is changing. What's going on, Bill?
That wasn't Laker fans. That wasn't Laker fans.
There wasn't Laker fans?
I'm satisfied. 1-1. I kind of knew this was going to be a tough series. I I still say the Lakers in 6.
Okay.
You know.
Did I go with Lakers in 6 too? I think I went 6.
Yeah. I think Lakers in 6. It'll depend on how Dame can function with that hand.
It's not a shooting hand, though.
No, it's not a shooting hand. Like they said on the catch, it might bother him some, but it's not a shooting hand. So
it don't matter. Catch or no catch, somebody gonna smack that hand.
Yeah, exactly.
As they should.
Yeah.
I see the first rounds, and you look at it, and I'm like, everyone's going crazy. The Lakers. They have the better team.
Mm-hmm.
They have the better players. And if you watch, and if anybody watches basketball, the best game to steal in any series, rather whatever is being played, is game 1.
Mm-hmm.
So Milwaukee took a hit, obviously the first game, and they woke up. And I think it's just also an adjustment to the settings and the surroundings of what's going on. Barring there's no travel,
right?
It's every other day. So, you know, your routines are a lot different than you normally
They're
would
the
do.
same.
You know, I mean, when you walk in that building, there's no fans. It's the same team you played the day before. Nothing's going to change.
And you're going back to your room. You can't gallivant.
So I think the better teams, the better teams will, and better players will prevail at the end. Yeah. And it's going to be a battle of the attrition to me.
Yeah. I like the fact that Carmelo Anthony is out there still keeping it competitive. I mean, he's in some of the best shape I've ever seen him in. I'm just wondering why it took him so long to get to this point. But at the same time, the elements that Monty mentioned, just being in that bubble, no fans. I mean, we get a lot of people saying and really, kind of criticizing LeBron James, saying that, it's just going to be difficult playing without fans. And they're like, you're a professional basketball player. Just go out there and play. But you got to understand, this man has been playing in front of 50,000 plus since he's been in high school.
He's an entertainer.
You know what I mean? So at some point, it is going to take a hit. As a basketball player, when you're playing good, the fans let you know, and that kind of gives you that extra boost, that extra adrenaline to go out and do what you have to do.
But he did say his main objective.
That's it.
Is to win a championship.
That's it.
That's what he said, and he knew the deal coming into the bubble.
Yep.
No fans, so don't even speak on it. Just go ball.
That's it.
That's just me.
So we got the Lakers fans or non-Laker fans who always has something to say, but at the end of the day, I still believe that the Lakers are going to pull this out in 5 or 6.
Well, I saw one Laker fan kind of, and that's a serial killer.
Oh, well, does he really count?
Yeah, he still think we should have picked up what was his name? Yeah, Darren Collison.
Man, stop it.
Come on, man.
Stop it. We're talking to a man that still walks across the street to Chicas Bonitas on his lunch break. Come on, bros. Come on.
For what? Their tacos?
Yeah. With the extra guacamole sauce. That is Mr. Serial Killer himself, man. Look, number 2, who we got? Denver.
We got Denver
going up against Utah. Mm-hmm. They're even that series out. I got Denver still in 6, but this Utah team, Goose said it, they're a scary team. Donovan Mitchell was playing. I didn't think he could play better than what I've seen in the past from Donovan Mitchell, but yikes, this dude's gotten better. Some of these role players and some of these quote-unquote not so superstars are elevating their game in the bubble. It's like they almost prefer it.
Mm-hmm.
We still got Denver. You still got Denver in that series?
I got Denver in Game 7. I think it'll go 7.
7.
Yes.
Yikes.
This is gonna be a long series to me.
Interesting.
I think it goes 7, and I like Utah.
Really?
I think both teams have been climbing in the West. But I think at the end of the day, Donovan Mitchell is like you say, is that player that can win you the series by itself. So I give them an advantage. And Utah runs a complicated system. They move the ball well, they share the ball, and they play tough. And luckily, there is no games in Utah because they will win them all in Utah. So that's actually a disadvantage for them. But I like Utah, based that those guys have been together a little bit longer. And
Rudy Gobert has been scoring a lot.
Yeah, he's
that's kind of surprising.
Well,
to me.
who's gonna stop him over in Denver? I mean, you got So I still like Denver. I think it's gonna be too much Jamal Murray, Millsap, and what's the big guy that lost all that weight? He looked good.
Joker.
Yes, the Joker, man. I like that team, man. I think they bench if Michael Porter Jr. and Grant and we still hadn't seen your guy. He played for Portland too. Let's find a roster, but
Who, Clarkson?
No, he played for Denver. He's been out with an injury, but we'll get the name. But I still like Denver. In that series, and we got 2 Denver and 2 Utah. Interesting. Okay, Houston and OKC. I think that's pretty much foregone conclusion that Houston can win this series without Westbrook, and I don't even think they rush him back. I don't care if Westbrook is ready for next game. Keep him out.
No.
Keep him for your next series is what I would do. Houston is just they just got too many shooters, brother. And your boy Harden he's unstoppable. You just can't.
That system is a problem for OKC.
Yeah.
That system that they run.
And OKC a little bit too young outside of Chris Paul, and they're just too young.
I think they had a great year. Nobody expected them to
at
be
all
in this situation.
And that was all Chris Paul, though.
And Chris Paul had, Chris Paul, and like you said, I think the youth will serve them in this one, but I think it'll help them in the long run as they get older. But they had a great season, and you never thought they would even make the playoffs after what had happened. So kudos to the Thunder, but Houston's too much. Yeah,
Houston way too much, man. And to finish out the West, the Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks, which I thought that Dallas should be up 2-0 if your guy don't get suspended in game 1. But right now it is 2-1.
2-1 Clippers.
And I don't think that Dallas is going to be able to bounce back. Your boy Luka got hurt last game. And Clippers are just too, I think, mentally tough for a young team like the Mavericks. So
what's going to hurt Luka is, especially in the games like you were saying, they don't have those 2 games, those travel games in between. They play tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he flipped that ankle yesterday.
Yeah.
And if you ever flipped an ankle,
man,
you're not coming back the next day. It's kind of hard.
And if you do, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, you're not going to be the same. I mean, I know he's getting treatment around the clock, but we'll see.
Being a point guard with one ankle is not a very it's not very conclusive to the game.
No.
Same Dallas, great coach. They run a hell of a system. Play after play, ball movement shooters that spread you. I just think the Clippers, especially with Luka and going down and not being 100%, Clippers are just too tough.
Yeah.
Veterans, same. They're on a mission. They're 11 deep.
They are 11 deep.
And in this kind of situation like this, in the bubble, when you're playing every other day, you can have the luxury of having a couple of your main guys not have to perform because your bench can pick up the slack. So, they're going to be a tough out.
Because sometimes in normal playoff format, sometimes they have 3 days in between games.
Yes.
Yeah. So the normality of the playoffs is not here. It's like you got to play the next game.
Battle of attrition.
Yeah. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, let's stick on the West, man, and talk about the Sunsucker. The Phoenix Suns have been in the news for all the wrong reasons. Not for making the playoffs, not for Devin Booker probably being, at the time, the bubble's best player or clutch player when they first got back. But there is a young lady who's bragging about
her escapade. What do you call it? Escapade.
I was trying to think of a name, bro. I was trying to think of a name.
Escapade.
Her escapades with 7 of the players.
Yeah. Which one is their star player? She's saying.
And she claims to have video. I guess
Yeah.
Look, let me let the fellas know something. I gotta do it, man. I gotta do it, fellas, especially NBA fellas, especially just fellas. Period. Leave these IG models alone. They have told you that they're not gonna be loyal to you. They are going to tail on you. We are living in the era of the first 48. If people aren't telling on themselves by, with the cameras and the pictures and letting everybody know where they are. I remember when I was growing up, we just didn't let everybody know where we was all the time.
Who you was with, where you are,
and what you was doing. We just didn't do that,
No.
right? It's just a different type. It's just it's different now. Now everybody wants to be seen. And this young lady has taken 7 of the Phoenix Sun basketball players through there, and she is extremely happy about it. Proud Mary.
Keep on burning.
I just don't understand. I don't understand it though. Like 7? I can see if it was 1, but to raise your hand and say I'll be the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th or the 6th or the 7th. Like, come on, dog.
Hard times in that bubble.
Man, it ain't that hard.
I guess. Hopefully it didn't happen in the bubble.
I'm pretty sure boy.
Hopefully it didn't happen in the bubble. Yeah, because
it was out of the bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if it was a while ago, I mean, I just come from the era when we was coming up, man. If I dated a girl, none of the homies wanted to date her afterwards. Like, we didn't date or talk to, but you did have certain dudes who didn't care.
Yeah.
But me, I'd do a resume on you. Who you was with? Oh, no. You fine, but I'm good. I know him.
I'm good.
That's the homie.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yikes.
I'm good.
Phoenix Suns, you deserve the L of the day in my book. That's a big L, bros. God, dog, man. Oh, but I do want to congratulate the Suns on how they've been playing, and I want to give a huge shout out to Monty Williams. People don't understand that he is a player's coach, and these players play hard for him. When he was over in New Orleans, they played hard for him, man. And, God rest her soul. His wife passed. He had to take some time away, and now he's back. And it shows because look at how the Suns are playing.
Yeah.
Yep.
They got a really good team, and I think they add a couple of pieces, man. They'll be right in that playoff hunt also.
So let me ask you a question, too. You can chime in,
Yes,
too.
sir.
Do you think that the Cincinnati Reds announcer, Tom Brenneman, do you think he should be, absolved from his job forever for making those anti-gay slurs that he made?
Well, he claimed that he was reading it. I mean, they pulled the anchor man on him. I don't know if y'all remember the movie Anchorman, where he could only just read what's on the teleprompter, and he just I guess that's what happened, or what we're supposed to have happened. I mean,
he was pleading for his job.
Boy, he was pleading for his job. I mean, what you think? I mean,
I don't think he should lose his job, but in the climate of everything is offensive to everybody, even that cup, even that's offensive. You can make a claim some kind of way.
Yeah.
But I don't think he should lose his job. If he's made a contrite apology,
yeah,
I don't think he should lose his job.
Last I heard, didn't everyone? Were you perfect?
No.
Let me ask Monty. Monty, you ever been perfect?
Still not perfect.
Interesting. Come on, man. We all make mistakes. And if he, like you said, if his apology is really sincere, maybe offer him another job outside of announcing. I mean, you don't want to make that mistake twice.
Well, he'll be on notice from here on out, and make sure he ain't saying nothing.
No.
Until they say, okay, we're back on, and then it's all about baseball after that.
Well, we'll see.
But I don't think he should lose his job, though.
Well, at the end of the day, man, we are living in sensitive times right now, and people are really sensitive about any and everything that you say. That's why we appreciate y'all for listening to Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, because we tell it like it is. We don't care how it comes out. It is what it is. It really is what it is. We're going to go right over to the East, and we're going to start over with Monty's other squad, the Bucks, where he served as a assistant to the Bucks from 2015 to 2018. Them losing that first game to Orlando, and you seeing that, what were you thinking?
Like I say, I watch basketball. I'm a basketball head.
Yeah.
The history, the GM that came from Milwaukee is now the GM at Orlando. So his model was the same, to get longer, athletic guys to fit that style of what he did in Milwaukee. So even when I was there, Orlando would give us not problems, but they played tough all the time. So that didn't surprise me. Like I said, it just gave Milwaukee a wake-up call. And I don't think they get another game.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you're going to steal a game,
it's
game
the first one.
Is the one to get after you make the adjustments. And you like, okay, let's go. Like I said, they're players, they're human. Just like we go back to the West. Portland was in playoff mode when they first got there.
Yep.
At some point, it's going to run out. They're not going to be able to sustain that at so many games in this period of time, at the days. You will get one, but I don't think you're going to get four.
And then, like you said, especially when you're playing every other day.
Yes.
When you're playing every other day, when you don't have those 2 and 3 days off to really recuperate. When you're playing every other day, it's
battle of attrition.
Yeah.
Well, the Milwaukee Bucks take a 2-1 lead over Orlando, and like you said, I don't see Orlando winning another one unless it's just like a major injury or something that happens that just turns this Milwaukee team into mush. I don't see that happening with the reigning MVP.
And Chris Middleton hasn't played well.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Not yet.
But that Bucks team need him to play well at some point in time
later on
in order to advance as far as they go.
Yeah.
So the Bucks do take a 2-1 lead. The Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers are right now. They're playing right now. We'll wait till the game come back on so we can get that score.
We can talk about the Toronto-Brooklyn series, which is pretty much over too.
Yeah, we could talk about that too. Well, I'm gonna go. I've still got Miami over the Pacers. Miami is definitely that sleeping dark horse that I would not be surprised if they came out of the East. But right now they need to take.
The Heat is up 112 to 109.
Yeah,
with 3:33 left in the fourth.
Well, we'll see. They got Jimmy Buckets, who's pretty clutch. They got Duncan Robinson over there. They got the Dragon over there. They still got Andre Iguodala over there. They got, they got Tyler Hero over there. They got a nice little squad, man. They got a nice little squad. So I do
knockdown shooters.
Yeah, they do.
Man,
yeah, they do.
They can knock them down.
I don't think Miami gets past the second round.
Ooh, that's something we're gonna talk about. I want to talk about that, man. Let's move on.
Who would be their second round opponent?
Milwaukee.
Oh, I got Miami upsetting my Milwaukee in that round. Ooh, we're gonna have to bring you back on the show during that time.
Sure.
We gotta definitely bring you back on, man, in about a week or two. I promise you that.
Sure.
That's gonna be interesting, man. Toronto is playing against these Nets. I got Toronto coming out of the East, and big ups to Nick Nurse, who wins the Coach of the Year, and he'll probably lose his job next year, just like they did to Dwayne Casey after him winning it. I know he does have the skin complexion for the protection. Quan has pointed out.
Well,
so
he has
a
championship under his belt, so
yes, he does.
He's got a little longer leash.
Yeah, he does. But think about it. Remember when
Casey was getting knocked upside the head by LeBron every year.
But if you think, and I mentioned this last,
and just LeBron.
Yes, I mentioned this last show. If LeBron's not on the East, if you think about it, Toronto go to the Eastern Conference Finals for like 4 years in a row, bros.
Yeah.
Yeah, LeBron was knocking everybody in the head.
He was
hitting them over their head, boy.
He was knocking them upside the head, man.
Yeah, he the reason that Pacers team had to dismantle that team. Paul George said, "I'm going over to the West." You just couldn't get past LeBron, man.
Toronto might be the scariest team in the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
I think they won 35 out of 41 games. Nick Nurse had the opportunity to play in England when he was coaching in London, and I call him a mad scientist. He's a tremendous coach. The same passion that he's coaching when he does now, he was doing it overseas. So
wow.
Like I said, the basketball world that this is no surprise. He just needed the opportunity to showcase what he can do, and he believes in his players. It doesn't matter who it is, or what's going on, and that's. I mean, you can tell by their record. Like I said, I think the last 41 games they won 35.
Wow.
So
now, do you think if Nick Nurse was the coach that year, Dwayne Casey was the coach, and
LeBron still on the East?
No.
Oh, okay.
When what was his name that played for?
Play for the Spurs now?
No, yeah, played for the
DeMar
Spurs.
DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan just didn't show up. You think he would have sat him down like Dwayne Casey did?
I think Nick Nurse would sit anybody down. I don't. He plays 10, 11 guys. He goes. He has a system. He has a way, and certain guys play better against certain teams, and he'll play them. So I mean,
because he was their star, but he just wasn't showing up in any of those playoff games, and it was like, you know what? And a lot of people say he was wrong. Dwayne Casey was wrong for doing that.
But I believe that. And then obviously it's always a coaching move. But if your star is not giving you what your star is supposed to give you,
I say the same thing.
Then you have to move to the next thing to give yourself an opportunity to
win. That's the main objective.
I got berated so much. I said, look, man.
And some days you don't have it.
Yeah.
Some days it's not, and that's why you have other guys, and then maybe the next day you pick it up. But if you're a coach and your star is not giving you what you need to be productive in the win, then you need to, maybe.
Chuck and Shaq went back and forth on that. And Shaq was like, hey, man, if he ain't playing good, sit him down. Man, you can't do that to your star player. He said, man, why not?
My star player can't do that to me.
Yes.
So if my star player is going to put forth that kind of effort for the team and the coaches, and I have to counter that move myself.
Hey, and what's DeMar DeRozan doing now? Let me drink my tea. Look, I just thought that Toronto just had a bad rap of Sam Mitchell wins the Coach of the Year. The next year they let him go. Dwayne Casey wins the Coach of the Year. the next year they let him go. Nick Nurse wins Coach of the Year, and now they're going to keep him because
he won the championship.
Yeah, because he won a chip.
With those other two coaches was getting slapped upside the head by 23, man.
And it was a long line of that.
Yeah,
it was.
So it was like,
like we said, opportunity, timing, and luck.
Yeah.
That was just a bad time.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
as soon as LeBron leaves, okay, then there you go.
Yeah.
So
now the East is doable.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Very doable.
Yeah, now the East is doable.
I got Toronto still coming out of that East, man.
I think the champion comes from the Toronto-Boston series winner.
Yeah, I don't see Boston beating Toronto in a 7 game. Both of them are evenly stacked. I understand that Boston has, and we're speaking of Boston right now, who initially has taken care of business or about to take care of business with the Philadelphia 76ers. We're going to see what that team looks like after this year with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, and they coach that people are calling for his head. I don't think it's the coach. I just think that maybe Embiid, I'm gonna just say what he's probably as soft as that tissue right there, man. He needs to be more of a bruiser to me. Work that inside-outside game instead of that outside-inside.
He looks broken
mentally.
too, man. He looks broken. It's like, he comes to them, man, I just ain't got no help.
Well, everybody, it was the whole Ben Simmons and Embiid, and one has to go and one has to stay, and can they? Well, at the end of the day, if Philly's going to win the championship, both of those players have to be there. They have to coexist, and they have to have some kind of chemistry. One without the other is not going to get you. It's going to get you what you're about to see. Knocked out the first round.
Those two have to make it work. They have to make it work.
Ooh, they out there letting the light-skinned assassin from Duke just handle him real quick. But Kimba did hit that UConn step back on somebody the other day to solidify that victory. So Boston winning that series, but I think it's going to be good in between Boston and Toronto. But I think Toronto has, just has a little bit more experience, and I think they're going to be a little bit more. I don't think this is Boston's year. So we'll see, man. I would love to see the Greek Freak go up against Toronto again for the Eastern Conference title, because he just didn't show up well last year in that series.
It comes with even them. Each year they've grown and grown and grown, and I mean, obviously last year was tough. You would have thought that was the time, but that's it. This team has been together for a while. Their season went through the fire for the longest. Battle LeBron, battle Toronto's. So, like I said, I think it's Milwaukee against Boston or Toronto, and I think one of those two are going to win.
So you seen the evolution of Giannis?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
From
I'll give you any kind of story, all kind of stories.
Yeah. What was his first introduction to the NBA like, and how did he?
Well, he was there before with the staff before, and I don't think he was too well, just because he didn't speak English too well, and he came from another country and he was young, so his transition took a little while. And I mean, obviously he came without his family until they had the visa issues and all that, till he finally got his family over here, that he was able to concentrate. He's a humble kid, and I think one time he went to go get something to eat. He was like, coach, should I get cheese on my hamburger? I'm like, man, it's only 10 more cents. You make however much. Do what you do. What you do. It's not a problem. Yeah. But I've never seen a guy work as hard, especially, I wouldn't even say a guy, he's just a kid. And what he's done from when he came into the league to now is tremendous. And say all the stories you hear about him are true. Like, we had to lock him out the gym. He would still go to a high school gym and find a way. I mean, he would leave the games and go drive 20 minutes to the practice facility to shoot more right after the game in the uniform. Like, he was a nonstop worker. I mean, Boston knocked us out in 7 games and long flight in the morning. We got maybe back at 3. He was in the weight room at 7 a.m. the next day. Season's over, but he was working for the next. So, I mean, it's just, you seen it coming. I mean, late at night with the film and constant work. You would be in the gym 3-4 times a day, weight room twice a day. And it was evident. It was
Dude, did you hear all of the stuff this man did?
Oh, and he didn't need 20 people to motivate him. He did that by himself.
Yikes. No wonder he the MVP.
Yeah. Again. Yes, again.
And I think it was one turning point, you know, and he had opportunity to talk to Kobe, rest in peace. And once he had that talk, when he was at it, kind of changed his outlook and even put more fuel in his fire. And it's like, man, this guy's an animal. Like,
yeah. And I'm pretty sure that conversation wasn't in English.
It probably was, you know.
Probably both.
Or it probably was. You know, Kobe was fluent in both. Yeah. And so that just tells you how great he was.
Now the question a lot of people worry about is when he becomes a free agent.
Now that's a good question.
Like you said, he's a humble kid. Does he love those humble surroundings that he's in now? Do you think he would like a bigger city surrounding?
Or want to win?
Well, you always want to win. You want to, you know, once you get to a certain point in this game and you play for money, it's all, you know, you're gonna have that. So it's all, the competition is, there's only one winner. So you want to be able to get up and be like, I have a fighting chance to win a championship.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is pivotal in this bubble for Milwaukee and a lot of decisions that will be made moving forward. And you know, when you tend to think and you have these guys in the bubble, there's things that's going on because they're all there now.
Yeah.
They normally they don't get this all to be together at one time. So there is some things brewing. I would imagine so. They brew when there is no bubble, you know.
Right.
But I would say some California teams do have an advantage. I can tell you that. He just had his son, and you know, I think his girlfriend is from the California area. So
interesting.
Just a little, you know, just
somebody
just a little
posted him in a Golden State jersey the other day.
Well, he's you know, he's in Fresno. His girlfriend's from Fresno, so
the armpit of California.
however it may be.
Yeah.
Like I said, you have his, you know, you have the Lakers. You got his relationship with Jason. They have one of his brothers there. Milwaukee has one of his brothers.
Yeah,
Obviously,
that's
it
true.
was their move to, you know, they have one of his brothers, the other brother there. And
You know, I forgot about that relationship with Jason over in Milwaukee.
I mean, he was the first one to hand him the ball.
Yeah.
And believe in him. So
Interesting.
one of the guys that he always wanted to play with was he always says he wanted to play with AD.
Interesting.
So you never know what, you know, or you know, the Warriors are the Warriors, and they had the number 2 pick, and you can partner that, and you can parlay that. And I heard Wiggins was already on the block to be part of that trade with the number
Of course.
Because he won't become a total unrestricted free
Well, what
agent.
happened with Wiggins is you have to take on that money if you're going to take on another big money player. So whatever move you make, then it could be a sign and trade, and the money matches up. So they were saying that Wiggins' deal was a money ploy for whatever move they're going to make.
Oh yeah, well, I mean that was the deal that when they went over and got D'Angelo, it was a money play. I knew that they were not going to keep him long. And then even when they got Wiggins, I knew that Golden State, that he just doesn't fit what they got going on. And so, I mean, there is some money right there that the Golden State Warriors sitting at number 2 can actually trade that pick along with Wiggins and some chips. Whichever retarded team will go ahead and give up whoever you're going to give up to give Golden State more firepower. Why would you do that?
It would have to be an Eastern Conference team, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It wouldn't have to be, but
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, when you make that kind of move, you only want to play somebody twice.
And like you said,
That's it.
And like you said, this bubble situation, it's important. They have to get to the finals. Yeah. Because if they don't get to the finals, he's an unrestricted free agent in 2021, 2020, 2021 after next season. So he'll do something like AD and say, you know what, I'm not signing here. So he might say that early if they don't win, you know, and that's how AD got out of New Orleans.
Interesting. Because
he let it be known, I'm not signing back with you guys.
And
so
you know, Golden State is good for those guys figure out other creative ways to make sure you make your money up if you lose it.
Yeah.
You know
that just would be interesting to see how, if if Golden State would make that work for the Greek Freak, because Steph Curry shoots a lot, Klay Thompson, them two shooting the ball a lot. I mean, I just don't see too many balls for.
We got to remember the one guy, if he draws a lot of attention. So if you put some shooters around him, they don't have to do too much work anymore.
Catch and shoot. And that's right up Klay Thompson alley.
The Greek Freak could put all the work in. They just get to the spots.
Oof. Interesting. And that will definitely make them players.
Yeah.
Again in the West, because right now with Mr. Single Double.
Sherm, are you biting your fingernails? Is Sherm biting his fingernails?
Yeah, Sherm's a big Bucks fan, man. If they lose Greek Freak, man, I think he's gonna be on suicide watch. So Sherm, we'll give you a call after the show, man. If you need some Roman candles to kind of help your spirit a little bit, let us know here at Let the Ball Bounce.
It's looking good after the first round, though, so far.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, the NBA lottery was just here a couple of days ago, and number 1 pick goes to Minnesota. Number 2 pick, not the Knicks, not the Cavs, not nobody else, but Golden State. Golden State. I mean, the rich keep getting richer, bros. And so coming into this draft, they're talking a lot about LaMelo Ball. I mean, let's just hypothetically say that Golden State Warriors at number 2 chose LaMelo Ball. And now they're willing to package him and Wiggins to whoever, for whoever they're looking for. Is that a good package? Because, I mean, I hadn't seen too much of LaMelo Ball. I mean, is he supposed to even be better than his brother Lonzo?
Supposedly.
Okay.
He's better.
6'8".
He's a 6'8" point guard. And look like he has more.
Can shoot it better.
Yeah, can shoot it better. He has a
more upside.
Well-rounded game than.
Is he number 1 worthy, though?
I mean, I think that would be decided as we move forward in
the
workouts and what everybody looks like. Barring that even college had to stop early. You didn't get the true assessment of, what even the college kids can do.
Right.
He was overseas, so I think whatever format is formed in this pre-draft process is going to really determine, because you got to think, too, these guys haven't been seen since March.
Yeah.
So
they really only talked about 2 guys, him and that other kid. I can't think of his name right now.
So it's like
there's only 2 names.
It's like this was an unusual also for these kids. So it's like
this
whoever took care of themselves.
Weak draft class, huh? Yeah,
James Wiseman. Yeah,
that's who it is.
And he only played 5-6 games.
That's it.
Wow.
Because he was academically ineligible, right?
No. It was not academics. It was more of along the lines that Penny knew the kid before he was a coach at Memphis. So
gave his mom some money.
Interesting.
Coach, will you buy my mom a house?
Moved to Memphis.
Maybe. Blue chip style.
Blue chip.
So that's what that was.
Okay.
Nothing to do with academics. Just something that it was a coincidence that was before that something had happened and ended up being the coach at Memphis.
So let me ask you this: as a trainer, a coach, or philanthropist, and giving back to basketball like you're giving back, you have a nephew that plays for Michigan.
Well, just committed to Michigan.
Just committed. Well, just committed to Michigan.
Yes.
How does the current state of how we are you kind of concerned how that's going to affect him for his basketball? Because I'm pretty sure he has aspirations and dreams on making it to the next level also, right?
Well, I mean, everybody's been kind of sitting back, and you had to, adjust to the times and circumstances of what's going on. So, shoot, there might not be high school basketball this year. Who knows what it is? We still don't know. So with him being able to have opportunities to pick a school, and, obviously you want to take visits and you want to be able to do things, but like I said, it's, Zoom is more being used than ever before now. So it's virtual visits, there's Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
So it's you're not there, but you kind of, you have to adjust with the time. So it is different. You would like to see campuses, you would like to see and go, but I think he made a decision based on, again, a great coach and, a friend of mine, Juwan Howard, part of the Fab Five, played 15 plus years in the NBA. Now he's taking on, coached with the Miami Heat.
Yep.
Now he's taking on that same role as being able to mentor young kids and turn them into, which is, one of the most crucial times of their lives, as young men before they go off into the real world. So
I was happy. I was happy for Juwan Howard to get that job over at Michigan, man. The overwhelmingly emotions that he had, when he got that position, man, I thought that was pretty dope. Juwan Howard has always been, and I've never met the guy personally, but he's always been what looked like a stand-up dude. Literally. I got a story that me and a couple buddies of mine, we were in Miami to hang out and party and chill, not work, during this time. It was about 10 years ago. It was about 9 of us, and we were in the hotel lobby taking pictures, and I had my nice little digital camera. And as we're on our way out to the club, Juwan Howard is coming in with someone, and I ended up leaving my camera in the lobby, and I didn't realize it until I was standing on the couch at somebody's club in Miami. I'm like, where's my camera at? I'm standing on the couch. I'm enjoying myself, but where's my camera? And I called back to the hotel, and they said, some big tall gentleman brought your camera in off the couch and brought it to the front desk. And I'm 1,000% sure it was Juwan Howard. So with that being said, man, that dude will always be a stand-up dude for me, man. For real, man. For real. So Monty, man, what are you doing now in Vegas, and how can people get in contact with you? How can people get their kids involved? What you got going on right now?
Right now, like I said, I do a lot of training. There's a new Las Vegas Basketball Center, the new 5-court facility that is opened up here in Las Vegas. Been doing some training out of there. Going to start some AAU teams out of there with some other individuals out of there. Junkyard Dog that played.
JYD.
Brian Lang out of, another Vegas native. Played at Cimarron, going to coach at Clark. Anthony Livingston. Some other guys that, we're trying to, bring that together in some unity, instead of this, like we go back to when we started, just the separation and the, not the togetherness of being together. So it's, when you can move with 200-300 people, it moves a lot better than 50 or 5 or 10.
Yep.
So it's just trying to bring some togetherness during these times, and use the kids as let them benefit from what's going on. So we're doing some teams there. I started my training, sweatbox training, about 3 months ago, and I just did it because I knew, we're in situations of what was going on, and just wanted to give the kids the opportunity to get out and do some shooting. And they've been in the garage dribbling. Everybody was dribbling. There was no rims. It was just, dribble and run and dribble. So I was like, I was looking like, if I was a kid, when the baskets do open, I want to shoot.
Right.
So I took some things I learned, and just work a few hours, and you work on shooting. And the next up for the sweat box is we'll have a home, half court facility, computers for kids that need to do homework, and when you are there, you can come get online and do that. We'll have a nutrition bar, all healthy snacks and food and drinks. Vertimax, just some simple, some more smaller, individualized training that can help you with some deficiencies in your game. And the way that it's formatted is, I go about a month. I'm trying to come, 4 or 5 times a month for your fee.
Right.
And I did that because I see the training and what's going on, and it's hard. It's hard times now, but for parents to pay these guys $40, $50 at a time for one time, and I was just like, the only way to get a result in some development is being able to, work with someone numerous times, for a small fee that can benefit both you and the kid or who you're working with.
Right.
So that's kind of my perspective.
And it's affordable. Come on, y'all.
I kind of want to see the kids as much as possible. So if you can train with me 25 times for the same price that you train with someone for 4, probably gonna be a little bit better.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's this repetition, and I kind of keep I kind of like build a player, and ask them what their goals are. Some kids don't want to go to the NBA. Some want to make their high school team. Some just want to get better for their own personal self. So everyone's different. Some like, I want the NBA. Some was like, I want to make my high school team. Some was like, I want to go to college. Some of these kids have been talked down, or they've been given, these coaches say you're not good. Well, man, the kid's only in the 4th grade. So it's like, okay, that's just me. I think everyone has a chance. I think everyone has the ability, rather it be sports or entertainment or art or whatever it may be. It's just whoever can bring the best out of you and get the best results. And you always, like I say, you always have to have some believe in what you're trying to do when others don't. So like I said, I was that kid. Nobody believed, and I hear it and I see it out here today. Nobody believed in my nephew. He was here 2 years ago. Frankie Collins couldn't get a fair shake, couldn't do this, and 2 years later, he's going to a big time school.
Right.
But he put in the work. So I believe if you work and you have the right people around you, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Look, let me tell you, my son's been with him for 2 months. Like, he'll shoot me a text and be like, I'm here, or I'm doing this camp, and there's never no hesitation. I make sure he's there on time, make sure I'm picking him up. And so young Jalen tells his mom, oh, I don't know if I want to go anymore because all we do is shoot. I was like, what type of kids do we have nowadays that say all we do is shoot? Bros, when I was coming up, all we did was play defense. We had to do suicides. All we did was, oh my gosh, shoot? And I told Coach Monty about it, man, and he pulled my son over to the side. He's like, look, I can switch it up if you want me to. I can easily put something together where you guys come in here and do some defensive slides, some defensive drills, some suicides, where we don't have to even touch a basketball. Is that what you want to do? But until we can move on from this shooting, you have to show me that you've improved in this shooting. You have to show me that you've gotten better in this shooting. You got to show me that you can beat the little kids that y'all are playing against for however many shots that you're supposed to make in a row in order to go on to the next drill. So you choose. Which one you rather do? I'm going to shoot. All right.
I'ma shoot.
I mean, did I get everything that you said? I mean, I'm sitting there listening like, come on, man.
Correct.
And I'm paying for this. So you gonna get up 1,000 shots a day, as you should.
As you should.
And I just, from being in the NBA and watching what's going on, the game is changing to no positions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody's using their athleticism or what their skill set of what it is. And it's, I mean, look, Houston doesn't even have a big man anymore.
Right.
So it's like, if you can shoot and run and shoot, then you probably, you know, like I said, I've never seen too many coaches tell you, man, stop putting the ball in the basket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you can put it in the basket, there's always going to be a place for you to play somewhere on somebody's team.
Yep. So why don't you give our listeners information on how they can reach you, man, and just how they can get you out there, and then I'm gonna make sure I put it on the page too for all you slow listeners out there, man.
Well, I have my nonprofit, www.mbhoops.com. That's the website for the nonprofit.
One more time, www.
.mbhoops.
Like Nevada?
Nope, M is Monty.
Okay.
Monty Buckley. mbhoops.com. That's the nonprofit. Like I said, coming up, we did a couple free clinics, free camps. Just try to, give to the community. Free training for those, that apply themselves in the classroom. And then also, like I said, we have the sweat box coming. It's on home. It's been 3 months of training, but now we've seen what it is. We'll have our literally our own sweat box with other things in there to help student athletes.
Good.
The website for that is www.thesweatboxlv.com. We will be starting at the beginning of September. And then at the Las Vegas Basketball Center, there will be AAU teams, all boys and girls, all skill sets, practice. There'll be camps, there'll be tournaments. That's the Big 5-court new facility out here in Las Vegas. That's one of the best that I've seen in a long time.
That's what's up, man. How can they reach you as far as phone number? You have a phone number, or do you not want everybody to have? Just hit them up on it. Just hit them up. Do you got a Facebook or anything?
I do have that. All this, I have a Facebook. MB Hoops has a Facebook. Sweatbox has a Facebook.
Okay.
There'll be a way. Instagram. Hit me on that way, and I'll get you all the numbers and information.
That's what's up, man. On Facebook, I'm putting that on here, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all chiming in and Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man.
Yeah.
We give you guys the best of Sports Talk Radio. Monty gonna come back. He can come back next
Appreciate
week.
that.
He can come back the week after. I am giving him the open invite as I've given anybody. If you want to come every week, you can come every single week, and we're gonna talk hoops.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely when the Milwaukee Bucks face off against the Miami Heat, you said? Was it the Heat?
I'll come back before the next round starts.
All right, let's do it.
See where
Here
we
we
are
go.
with that, and then we'll go with the next round.
Yeah.
I'll come back.
Yeah,
round by round.
we gonna follow this Bucks train, and then we gonna come and get you when the Greek Freak makes that decision.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I was right about KD. I told people about KD.
Oh, is that right? I knew he was gonna leave.
And like when you say not to move on, but just watch out for Brooklyn next year because they got two guys sitting that we forgetting about.
Yeah, we'll see. They're gonna be major players in the playoff. Don't get it twisted. And so if
Next year.
yeah, and Greek Freak, if you don't have it all in Milwaukee this year, chances are when KD and Kyrie come back next year, Milwaukee probably still won't have it all then. So that may go into a little bit of your decision making. You may want to just get out of there, out of the East, period. Ooh, and go join another player.
It's KD hitting shots too. You see him work out?
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
one
KD.
dribble,
I love KD.
one dribble,
but
step back.
he did pull a hoe move
Man.
in my opinion. It was a lit hoe move. But go make the best move. Go get a brush and brush them snappy napbacks, man. Come on, KD, man. Burner phone and all that stuff, man. Kyrie Irving over there, man. The earth is flat, man. You know what? They need a psychologist. Maybe I need to go put my app in over there, man. Maybe I need to do that. Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. We appreciate you guys joining us at 2-ish o'clock. As we try to give you guys the best of sports talk radio, man. We appreciate Monty coming on to the show, man.
Yeah.
Go on to the live, man, and go on to our Facebook page as we're giving you guys more information on where to put your kids, man, with Monty, man. So we appreciate you guys, man. Your guy Dre Bailey, Bill Blockham, Logan in the building, Mr. Monty Buckley in the building, man. Let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio, man. Guess what, man? If you scared, you better go to church.